is 4.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 11, a Columbia County deputy shot in the line of duty, speaking out today about the importance of donating blood, why he says it helped save his life. Plus, with the statewide primary fast approaching, we hear from Democratic candidates for South Carolina governor in the area today, why they say they should have your vote. And calling in outside help, why city leaders in Augusta are outsourcing for a troubled department. Your news at 11 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with a Columbia County deputy speaking publicly for the first time since he and another deputy were shot during a traffic stop on I-20 nearly a year ago. The Shepherd Community Blood Center honored the top 20 community organizations today that collected the most blood donations last year. Deputy Gavin White was the guest speaker. He says community support helped lift his spirits during his 5-month recovery. Now Deputy White is thanking the people who saved his life.
And obviously I wouldn't be here if I didn't have blood that was on hand from donations. So it means a lot for me to come and voice that and tell people thank you for donating, continue to donate, so we have that on-hand supply of blood.
To find out how you can give blood or host a blood drive, just go to our website, WJBF.com. Time now for a first check of the weather. Here's our chief meteorologist, Jenna Petracci.
Well, it's a nice night, definitely not super cold, and we are still mostly clear at this time. As we start out with our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, looking over at the baseball field, today's almanac shows that we started out at 44 degrees, a chilly start, but then we climbed all the way up to 80 this afternoon. Average high is 68, and our record is 85. So we're getting closer to those record values, and it's only going to warm up from here. You can see it is much warmer than yesterday, especially in some of our northern and western and southern lying counties. You can see those current temperatures are in the 50s and even some 60s. 63 in Allendale, 61 in Barnwell. Aiken, you're at 56. Same thing in Augusta, and dew points are also on the higher side. So as those temperatures come down to the dew point and these winds stay calm, we will see some widespread fog development tomorrow morning. But so far, satellite and radar is looking good. Tomorrow morning, you may want to leave with some extra time, though, because that fog could be dense in some spots with temperatures in the mid-50s. Now, looking ahead, we will have clearing tomorrow afternoon, and look at these highs climbing all the way into the middle 80s. More details on that coming up. Back to you, Jenny.
All right, thanks so much, Jenna. Heads up for drivers in Warren County. All westbound lanes of I-20 by mile marker 156 are still closed after a crash involving a truck carrying liquid nitrogen. GDOT has a detour set up at exit 165. Drivers are urged to avoid the area. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office and coroner are investigating a deadly accident. It happened this morning on Barton Chapel Road at Glen Hills Drive. The victim is identified as 72-year-old Michael Lopez. Officers say he was driving around a curve and struck the front of a Chevy Impala. He died at the scene. An autopsy has been scheduled. 2 Democratic candidates stopping in Augusta.
We will continue our pattern of foggy mornings, but then clearing in the afternoon as we warm up into the 80s, and the 80s are even staying with us through next week, along with some rain chances. I'll have your full Vapor 6 forecast when we return.
This show is wonderful, Jimmy.
Come see why everyone's talking about WJBF 6 Plus, the CSRA's streaming home to a wide variety of local original programming. Free to download, free to watch. Get WJBF 6 Plus today on your favorite streaming device. Coleman Services knows if your heating or plumbing goes out, you need help fast. Coleman Services, the CSRA. Whether you're in Thompson, Harlem, Evans, Augusta, or North Augusta, we've got you covered. Day or night, 24/7. We treat your emergency as if it happened at our own home. At Coleman Services, you are priority number 1. Life is hard enough. Let us deal with your heating and plumbing issues. Call Coleman Services, your plumbing and heating pros.
I hit the concrete.
The live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. If you were up early this morning, you may have seen some really cool things in the sky. Unlike a couple nights ago when we were all looking for the total lunar eclipse and we couldn't see it because of the clouds. Well, a completely different situation this morning. We did have some cloud cover and fog, but we were still able to see the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launch right here in the CSRA. So thank you to Manuel for sending in these photos. We also received photos from all the way down in South Florida. These are from Summer Nicole. Amazing view here of what's considered a space jellyfish. So not something you see here every day in the CSRA. So definitely some interesting things happening in the sky this week. But right now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, skies are looking good. We will see that fog develop again overnight along with some cloud cover moving in. But right now we're mostly clear and we're at 56 degrees. Dew points about the same as the temperatures. So whenever that happens and we have calm winds, those are good indications that we will have fog, and some of it could be dense. Around the CSRA right now, we're still in the 60s south of I-20, 60 in Louisville, 63 in Swainsboro and Allendale. Definitely not feeling like winter time anymore. And you can see here on satellite and radar, we have a warm front to the north of us. So that's why winds are coming out of the south. There's a lot of active weather along this low pressure system, but this is going to be staying in this general area over the next couple of days. And since it won't be close by, we won't have very high chances of rain in our area. So the main focus for now is the fog that's going to develop tonight and then again on a Friday morning and then possibly even Saturday morning. So here's 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Visibility becomes poor. Places south of I-20, just like the past couple of nights, will have the worst visibility, but that could even creep into our northern counties as well. So just leave with some extra time tomorrow morning, especially in places along bodies of water like the river. That's where the fog is typically the worst. 61 by 9 a.m. and then we're climbing to the 80-degree mark. In fact, I'm actually forecasting 81 for Augusta. We got to 80 today, and we're only going to get warmer than that, eventually into the middle 80s over the weekend, possibly tying or even breaking some records. We do have some really high pollen levels as well, so we are at that time of the year where temperatures are warming up and that pollen is unfortunately going up as well. So we need some rain to help wash that away. Rain chances are still at around a 40% chance for now, and you can see on our Futurecast tomorrow at 7 a.m. just the fog, that clears in the afternoon. Some rain around us, but I'm only giving it around the 5% chance of rain tomorrow. Then same thing on Friday morning, fog again, some clouds clearing in the afternoon, giving it a 20% chance of rain on Friday. And then most of Saturday looks okay, but we will be watching this cold front that'll get closer on Saturday and then stall out on Sunday, and that will bring those higher rain chances on Sunday into Monday of next week. And we will be watching a stronger cold front come in next Thursday, which will likely bring us the chance of storms as well, followed by a cool down next weekend.
All right, Jenna, thank you. Coming up, as drones and missiles fly across the Coming up, multiple teams looking to advance to the GHSA semifinals. We'll have those highlights for you next in sports.
George Sink Injury Lawyers has the experience to help you get your money faster.
Get George Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-9999.
We've seen what happened.
Join us for your hometown CSRA Children's Weekend at Evanstown Center Park, Friday, March 13th, from 5 to 8 p.m. The best part? It's completely free to attend. Enjoy food trucks, activities for all ages, sensory spaces, a petting zoo, and a community market, all in one place. Plus, a family movie night presentation of Zootopia 2. Don't miss your hometown CSRA Children's Weekend at Evanstown Center Park. WJBF and our partners continue to champion local families through our Children First campaign. Together, we hope to strengthen our community by uplifting children across the CSRA. To learn more, visit WJBF.com/Children First.
Get the latest video in one click at WJBF.com. The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
Basketball in March. It is that time of year for high school teams as they are inching closer to playing for a state title. Let's start off with the Butler boys. They're hosting Columbia in the GHSA quarterfinals. We go to the third quarter. Decorah Corey Fleming finds Ahmad Anthony. He blows past his defender, soars to the basket for 2. Now here is Fleming. He takes the 3 here and swishes it through the net. You will hear that name a lot because he was a human highlight reel tonight. Fleming now in transition. He takes it himself and he lays it in. He scored a team high 34 points. He was on fire, scoring in all type of ways. Here he is again, driving, scoring the tough reverse layup. Butler one step closer to back-to-back state championship appearances. They advance to the Final Four with the 66-43 win over Columbia.
The message of this whole run so far been just be the best version of us. As a coach, it's an advantage when your team can just be themselves as long as they're the best version of themselves and you have a chance to win the game. And so when you ain't got to do too much, nothing too spectacular, come with something, nothing too grand, it helps as a coach, especially have a wonderful coaching staff.
Now the Bulldogs will face KIPP Atlanta Collegiate in Douglasville on March 6th. Let's head 10 minutes down the road to Cross Creek, taking on region foe the Baldwin Braves in front of a packed max capacity house. Cross Creek's Rashad Tisby passes to Ian Leverett. He drives, he spins, and he makes the basket. Dontrell Jackson now makes his way down the court, and he leaps up here for a Cross Creek basket. Now Jackson dishes it to Tisby here. He splashes home that corner 3. Now here is Jackson again. He's double teamed, but guess what? It doesn't matter. He still floats it up for 2. Now Baldwin misses the basket. Jackson here with the rebound, passes to Leverett, finds an open Tisby again on the opposite side of the court for the 3-pointer. Cross Creek punches their ticket to the Final Four. They will play E Hall on Saturday. Now here are some other teams moving on to the Final Four. The Harlem Bulldogs, they continued their magical run as they took down Troke County on the road 72-57. The Thompson boys season comes to an end, falling to Morgan County 62-40. In 1AD2, the Washington Wilkes girls took down the ECI Bulldogs tonight. The boys also moving on to the Final Four, beating Turner County 67-43. Both teams will play at Fort Valley State. Now over to the Peach Belt Conference quarterfinals. The Augusta women hosting Middle of Georgia. We go to the second quarter here. Quinasia Abercrombie dishes to Sierra Burns, and she wastes little time driving to the hoop and scoring the reverse layup. Now Elise Autry in transition misses the shot, but Abercrombie, that's okay. Right there for the putback. 33 points on the night for her. She dishes now cross court to Autry and then finds Sanaya Dorsey. Banks in that 3-pointer. AU moving on to the semifinals against Columbus State with the 74-70 win. Well, this week's Scholar Athlete shines on the volleyball court and in the classroom. Her name is Caitlin Rivers. Caitlin played a key role in ARC Volleyball's Final Four run this past season. The outside hitter led the team, averaging 5.3 kills per set, has a .535 hitting percentage. The 2024 Region Player of the Year also recorded her 1,000th career kill, the third best hitter on the outside hitter in the state of Georgia. She also shines academically in the classroom, sporting a 4.435 GPA.
It takes up a lot of time, but like at the end of the day, it's like not the end of the world if you don't do the best on one assignment or like you don't meet your expectations that you want to meet. So I would say to just do it and like to take it in because it definitely does go by really fast.
She leads by example. They look up to her. She also, though, reaches out constantly to the younger players and offers them advice and guidance.
I think the work you have to put in, the time management, you just don't have a lot of downtime. So to manage the academics and the sports and playing at a high level, they're playing club like all these girls on this team.
I'm just impressed with how far she and all of her teammates have come. I mean, to watch them all as freshmen on a varsity team, and now they're all graduating, you blink and they're seniors.
Now, as for her college plan, she's going to the University of Georgia. She will try out for club volleyball. Congratulations to Caitlin on her award. Well, a sad day for South Carolina Gamecock fans as they mourn the loss of former football coach Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz was most known as the head coach of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, where he led them to a national championship in 1988. He then finished his career with the South Carolina Gamecocks, turning the program around from 0-11 to an 8-4 season the following year. He won 249 games across a nearly 40-year career in the college game. Even West Virginia State Senator has felt his tremendous impact that he had on the sport.
tough competitor for sure, but really interesting lecturer. If you ever listen to him or give a speech, a motivational speech, very motivating in terms of, you can see why he was successful leading young men onto the football field.
He is survived by 4 children, and he was 89 years old. Just a sad day. And remember watching him on TV on ESPN, and he will be missed.
People love Lou Holtz. That's right. Thank you, Gianna. Well, what do you get the pampered pet who has everything? How about a gadget that lets them call you? We'll have the details next.
That same bold Louisiana flavor y'all love.
Mine in no time with same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Saturday is all about NASCAR on the CW.
Start your engine!
Because the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series brings raw horsepower.
Burn it down, buddy.
Fierce competition.
Oh!
And fearless racing. Where NASCAR's newest superstars compete with nothing held back.
Way to fight, buddy.
And everything on the line. The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Coverage begins Saturday at 6:30 on CW6. News Channel 6 congratulates Shantae Bradley, this year's Remarkable Women honoree. Shantae is the founder of Because Butterflies Are Blue, a local organization dedicated to fostering a positive influence for at-risk girls in our community.
To be that for the young girls, it just means so much.
Shantae will represent the CSRA at next star's Remarkable Women National Award Ceremony. Remarkable Women is presented by Goodwill of Middle Georgia and the CSRA.
Here's one more look at our 10-day forecast. Low rain chances for now, but as we go into the latter half of the weekend, rain chances start to pick up as temperatures also increase to the mid-80s. And then next week, more rain chances and staying warm.
At a trade show in Barcelona, a company out of Singapore says its device uses artificial intelligence to facilitate calls between pets and their owners. So owners can call their pets when they're away from home and check their location. And the company believes pets can be trained to use the phone as well.
That's wild.
That's different.
Yeah.
You know, we have the baby monitors, and my daughter can always check her baby on her phone. So for your fur babies, that's coming.
Wow.
That's our report for now. Thank you for watching. Make sure to download our mobile app for breaking news and weather. Good night.
Dentistry is one of the